In an exclusive interview, Jinger Duggar, one of the notable figures from the reality series, Counting On, opened up about the distinct challenges she faced growing up in a family frequently in the spotlight. The 29-year-old mother of two has navigated the complexities of fame from a young age, and her recent reflections offer insight into how this experience shaped her identity. The impact of fame growing up as one of the children in the Duggar family. Jinger's life was chronicled by cameras, making her childhood markedly different from that of her peers. It's a unique experience, and not one that everyone can understand, Jinger explained. There were moments when I felt like I was living for the cameras rather than for myself. This constant presence of cameras influenced not only her personal life but also her decisions and relationships. Jinger admitted that the pressure to maintain a certain public persona sometimes made it challenging to express her true feelings. I often felt like I had to put on a brave face, even when I was struggling, she shared. Navigating public scrutiny. One of the most significant challenges Jinger faced was the overwhelming scrutiny from fans and critics alike. With the rise of social media, the criticism only intensified. People have opinions about everything you do, and it can be really hard not to let that get to you, she noted. Jinger mentioned that the harsh comments could be particularly difficult to handle, especially when they targeted her choices as a mother and wife. Yet, Jinger has learned to manage this scrutiny by focusing on what truly matters, her family and personal happiness. I've realized that the most important thing is to stay true to myself and my values, she said. This journey of self-acceptance has been crucial in her growth. Embracing authenticity. In her quest for authenticity, Jinger has turned to her faith as a guiding principle. My beliefs have always been a part of who I am, and they help me navigate challenges, she explained. As she embraces her individuality, Jinger aims to teach her children the importance of being themselves, regardless of outside opinions. Jinger also spoke about the value of vulnerability. I've learned that it's okay to show your true self, even if it's not perfect, she said. This shift in mindset has not only benefited her but has also inspired her followers to embrace their journeys. Looking ahead. Now a mother of two daughters, Jinger is focused on building a nurturing environment for her family. She expresses a desire to raise her children with the freedom to explore their identities, something she felt was often stifled in her upbringing. I want my girls to know that they can be whoever they want to be, Jinger affirmed. In her recent endeavors, Jinger has also been active in sharing her experiences through various platforms, hoping to connect with others who might be facing similar struggles. I think it's important to have these conversations. So many people feel alone in their experiences, she said. Conclusion. Jinger Duggar's reflections on growing up in the public eye shed light on the complexities of navigating fame while maintaining authenticity. Her journey highlights the importance of self-acceptance and the power of vulnerability in overcoming challenges. As she continues to grow and evolve, Jinger remains committed to fostering a loving environment for her family and inspiring others to embrace their true selves. Through her story, she encourages fans to recognize the strength that comes from being genuine, regardless of societal expectations. Counting On's Jinger Duggar confesses, most unique challenge, from growing up on TV. Jinger Duggar and her 18 siblings became famous overnight thanks to TLC's 19 Kids and Counting and its spin-off Counting On. Still, having cameras follow you around from a young age did have its drawbacks, and recently, Jinger confessed one of the most unique challenges of growing up on TV. In her memoir Becoming Free Indeed, Jinger opened up about her cult-like upbringing based on the teachings of Bill Gothard's Institute for Basic Life Principles, IBLP. Her parents, Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar, raised their brood of children with strict rules regarding modesty, gender roles, purity, and more, and Jinger has certainly disentangled from some of those beliefs. However, the mom of two recently opened up about a lingering effect of growing up as a reality star. Jinger and her husband, Jeremy, recently got vulnerable in a YouTube video. In late September, Jinger and her husband, Jeremy Vuolo, sat down to reflect on their first year of marriage on their YouTube channel. They will celebrate 8 years of marriage on November 5th. The parents of two discussed a variety of topics. However, Jeremy brought up an interesting struggle the Duggars have dealt with in their everyday lives since becoming reality TV famous. During their conversation, Jeremy brought up the most unique challenge she and her siblings have faced. One of the most unique challenges that you and your family have is the reality of preconceived ideas of who you are, Jeremy said. Because people have seen you in a setting on a show, they've seen you so intimately for so many years, that really any setting you walk into where there is a pre-knowledge of you, you're having to deal with preconceptions about you. And I can't imagine how difficult that is to overcome. Jinger opened up about seemingly experiencing a bit of an identity crisis. On the show, I was so outgoing, had so much personality, was just rolling my eyes, acting silly, goofy, she explained. And then, I think the older I got, I went through a season where I thought, okay, to be a mature Christian the first just don't need to laugh. I just need to be all pious and keep it together, so I look like I'm extra spiritual, but I think a lot of it was the temperament and personality of what people thought I was. She continued, on the show, I feel like I wasn't living in a character because that's legit who I was, coming out of that and then growing into an adult as you're filming. I think there was a time where I'm like, am I an extrovert? Am I more introverted? She also admitted that growing up on TV caused her to be more guarded. I think I just became more guarded, she confessed. I don't know how much of it was the reality of what everybody thought I was supposed to be. She added, I just kept playing into it, right? Realizing, okay, I like to have fun. I like to be spontaneous. That is me. But I'm also not going to be this wild person, you know, that's really not me at my core. And a lot of people had a preconceived idea that I was going to run off and be this rebel, and they had painted a character of who they thought I was going to be. On Instagram, fans reassured Jinger. Jinger also shared a snippet of the YouTube video with her Instagram followers. In the comments, followers reacted to Jinger's confession of struggling internally with others' preconceived notions and her own self-discovery process. One person wrote, maybe it's the editing of the show, you seemed incredibly shy and introverted. You seem so much more outspoken and outgoing now, at least that's my perception. Red heart. Another Instagram user commented, I loved the show, however I always saw the pressure it placed on you and your siblings. It always seemed like a complete clash with the ultra-conservative life your parents had chosen. It must have been hard to find yourself after you got married. Red heart, red heart. Meanwhile, someone else shared, I am an ambivert. It sounds like you may be too. Also, healing can make us much more introverted. At least it has for me. I'm so proud of you.